Hello everyone and welcome to the Talking Shrimp podcast this fine Wednesday evening yet again. We welcome you back to the greatest podcast ever. I am Joel and I'm joined here by...
My name is Mitchell Lewin. Oh, it's very down-toned today, isn't it?
It is very... It's a different tone.
For you, it is. It's very down-toned.
Well, yeah, I tried to, downtone it just enough to like 50%. I'm happy with 50% right now.
50% of your 100% energy all the time.
Yeah, I didn't want to, burst into the room. So
fair enough. This is a big change from our last podcast, by the way.
Yeah, this is a huge change actually from the normal stuff. We thought we wanted to make this because there's a lot that's happened recently. A lot that's happened actually recently in a lot of different aspects of like the world is the best way to put it. There's a lot that, mate. Yeah.
You're going to have to list some things. What do you mean?
Okay, the main one that we want to talk about is obviously Diogo Jota.
That's not the biggest thing that's happening right now.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, from time recording, like, there's, prior to this recording going on, a couple days before this is released, as usual, there's been, the world's kind of gone to shit a little bit, and there's a lot of sadness in the world. There you go, there's a better way to put it.
I think premising what your statement with saying Diogo Jota is
that's the one that's forefront of my brain right now. But I understand there's a lot else.
There's a lot else happening in the world right now.
Yeah,
that's definitely being glossed over. But we
haven't really talked about. I mean, we never really talk about politics and stuff, and we're still not going to.
No,
really.
No. That's not going to happen.
I know there's a lot of things like in that area that isn't really helping right now.
And us talking about it on a podcast isn't going to help either.
No. So anyway, going back on to Diogo Jota. If you don't know, obviously he was a footballer for Liverpool, and I say was because last week he was involved in an accident in Spain where his car crashed and he passed away. Him and his brother passed away, which was genuinely like heartbreaking when you look at like how it just like happened. You know what I mean? Like, it's so, whoa, sets you back.
I think that's what it was, because I messaged you when it happened, because obviously I was like, this can't be real, surely. Yeah. Like, for me, I'm like, this is going to sound bad.
You see stuff like that all the time,
I'm not
don't you?
sad about it, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I'm more shocked about it.
Yeah, like, I do get that.
I was like, what? Oh my God. Like, I wonder if Joel knows, and I messaged to tell you, and obviously you didn't know.
I was going to say, we don't really message a lot. Like, obviously, we were both working at the time, and we don't really talk a lot. I'll give you a call after, maybe, or if we're doing a podcast and stuff like that. But if it's usually a text, it's usually quite a significant sort of thing. My dad texted me literally about a minute or so before you, and my dad said, "Have you seen the news?" And I was like, "No," and I can't right now. I'm at work, but like,
and then
please give me something. And then you said about Jota, and I was like, the only Jota I know is obviously the Liverpool striker Jota, and I was like, oh, is he injured or I don't know, whatever. And then I literally,
I think I texted you, didn't I?
Yeah, went on break, and I was like, wow, that's like, whoa, it was everywhere, literally everywhere.
It was mainstream, but then I mean, for us, it is everywhere as well because it was on the news and stuff. Like I don't massively watch the news, but my family watches it, and they knew about it, so obviously it was mainstream media. But obviously for us, probably our main forefront of news is probably Twitter. X and Twitter. Obviously, our news feeds were full of it because we follow a lot to do with football. So
exactly, but not even just the football side. Like it was everywhere, wasn't it?
It was everywhere, and it's I don't really know what to say about it. I'm still kind of shocked about it. It just doesn't sort of feel. I wouldn't say it doesn't feel real because I'm not like associated with him. Like it doesn't.
No, I get that, but it's weird to be like you know how many times you watch Match of the Day and stuff, and it's just like. Oh, Jota's up front for Liverpool today. Oh, okay, cool. That's different. Or he scored. He's like, oh yeah, cool. Or there's a little few things that like you'll just, I don't know, not necessarily like him, but just players like that and people that you just like are going through life. And you sort of acknowledge yourself with, and you're like, oh, you're used to that, whatever. Used to hearing about those people more than like other players that maybe you just don't hear about. Yeah. He's like one of those people, like he used to play FIFA quite a lot. You used to hear about that and like all that sort of stuff. You used to hear about him scoring or like celebrations. I don't know, just like little things like that. And it's just, wow.
The thing that I like can associate closely more to this is probably when Taylor Hawkins died, the drummer from Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, wow. Yeah. Like that was like...
That was literally...
It's like so surprising, but then like obviously with that situation it's a bit different because you're...
Yeah, but it is like, again, it's very out of the blue. Like, it is very... You remember... Okay, here's a better way of putting it as well. No matter how you feel about whatever or how you connected to someone, you always remember where you were when you heard the news and stuff.
I don't. Not for Taylor Hawkins.
No,
anyway.
but like similar sort of like
I think I woke up and I saw messages about it. Cause
you woke me up with that message.
Yeah, because obviously it happened in like Uruguay or somewhere like Colombia or somewhere.
Yeah, I think so.
The news sort of broke. Yeah. It's kind of like Liam Payne as well, isn't it? It's all that
I
remember,
remember,
like that sort of news. Like we were sat with our friends and...
Yeah.
Like we just saw on Twitter, like Liam Payne's dying. And
there's loads of ones like that. Like if you go back, you look at like MJ. There's another one.
Yeah.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah,
like that.
Well, that's saying it. There's loads. Wait, Colin McRae, was he one of them? He was the one who died in a plane crash, wasn't he? Is that right? Have I got that information wrong?
I don't know.
I'm sure Colin McRae died in a plane crash.
I don't know.
But yeah, same as that. Yeah, literally. It's like
it's just like
it's the shock factor of someone dying that you didn't expect to die. As weird as that sounds.
And I like not to go too deep into it and stuff, but I with stuff like this, I was surprised that they said like it just straight away. The first news bit was like Jota and his brother have died, and it wasn't. They've been involved in a car accident, and then further on news saying that they've passed away. Like usually it's
more clickbait, though, isn't it? Like, let's be honest.
No, I know, but like no one reported that. Like they just reported that he had died.
I suppose the car crash element of it's kind of irrelevant.
No, I know, but that's like I'm saying like there was no like first bit of like obviously like he was just involved in an accident, he was taken to hospital type thing. Like it's even more of a shock, like I didn't expect that as well.
This is right.
It sounds bad to say, but I didn't,
Yeah. Have you seen the aftermath pictures of it?
I mean, on the news, like I've seen like skid marks and obviously the car like in bits of it. But I don't know. I just like I've got to say as well that this is from Talk Show. I'm not going to get too political, but fuck a lot of the media. Fuck me, some of the media, man. Just leave them alone. Why are you reporting on like why? What no one wants? Why do you want to take photos of his wife? Why do you want to get involved that much? Just let them grieve. Like it's disgusting. Daily Mail all over it. Go on their Twitter. Go on their TikTok. Absolutely disgusting, mate. Vile.
Yeah, but then
Cretins,
I'm not saying we're doing this currently. We're not doing this to gain publicity.
No. There's no money in us. There's not. I want to talk about it. So it's very like I want to pay on respects because I do feel being a football fan, you do anyway. Like loads of people have this weekend, especially.
It's been a big weekend as well of like music and stuff, and for them to have sort of been associated with it and there's no real connection.
And loads
to
of footballers. Yeah, I was gonna say that the music side. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, same with footballers. But the media side, like, fucking.
I'm gonna play a bit devil's advocate. Yeah, I agree with you definitely about the media, but there's like we're all part of that issue. We're all there to want to know.
Yeah, I understand that, but we haven't got a camera flown over to Portugal and stuck a camera in his wife's face, have we? That's what I'm saying. There's the difference in it.
Yeah, but I suppose
it's fucking disgusting.
It is. I'm not trying to condone that behavior.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to condone that at all. I just it's what am I trying to say? Like with the accident, like people reporting on that and the pictures of the crash, and there's even a video of like the aftermath of the car on fire. Like
people
probably moments after
like, going past and stuff.
Yeah, and that's it. And like we as humans want to know.
Yeah, is it when nosy
it's
and
like it's
horrible.
part of our intuition to want to know what's happened.
I know,
and I get that. I get privacy and stuff like that about these sort of things is very touchy.
Yeah, I get that.
But
yeah,
we all want to know. Like when Liam Payne died, we wanted to. Like I'm awful for this. I wanted to know the hotel for no reason whatsoever. I'm just a nosy person. I'm interested.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's flip it around. Okay. Let's look on the better positive side of it and stuff. Fair play. A lot of the Liverpool squad went over. A lot of Ruben Neves.
Playing
fair play, Ruben. Yeah, did you watch the game or anything?
I didn't watch the game specifically, but I saw.
Mate, he was in absolute bit. He should have never started that game. Same with Cancelo. They couldn't kick a ball to save their life like that. They shouldn't have started the game. Ruben Neves obviously played with him at Wolves and was Portuguese.
He was his best mate. He was his best mate. I think he was best man at his wedding.
Yeah,
we haven't even touched on that actually. It was, for those who don't know,
literally,
it was his wedding.
10 days before he passed. Yeah,
5 days I think, wasn't it? 5, 6, 7 days.
2 weeks.
Was it? Oh, yeah. You know more than me.
That's what I mean. Mental, isn't it? Like I feel so much like his poor wife and kids. Fucking hell, it's so sad, man. It's so sad.
It is. It's very sad. It is.
Yeah, and people need to like look at. Okay, there's a better positive to look into it. The Liverpool Football Club sort of saga with it, and obviously they jumped on it straight away and said we're retiring the shirt.
Yeah,
we're retiring number 20 as a shirt. That's class. Yep, as standard. I think I would agree with that with Town. I agree. And then they said that they're going to pay his rest of his contract to his wife, and kids and stuff. Which again, fantastic. I love that. And I've heard. I don't know if it's definitely true. I've heard about them paying for his kids' education too.
Okay. Fair
so in a way, like that is the best. Like fair play to them.
Yeah,
like, fair play to
I mean, they don't need to, but like,
they don't need to.
It's one of the things like.
Yeah, but I want to say it because we said it a couple of times on the podcast, especially recently. People always hear rubbish about football, but like if you're a football fan, you're in this right now. Like you feel for this even a little bit.
Yeah, even if you're like an Everton fan or
yeah,
like,
mate, everyone's paid their respects.
Nobody really wants someone to die.
No. But I feel like I'm not connected in the slightest. I don't know him. I don't like all that sort of stuff, as well as like Ruben Neves and people like that. But I still feel like, I don't know, connected as a football, like, you know, family. The massive
as a football family,
fan, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Like that's why it's like for me, like I'm not, like I'm shocked more than sad about it, which I think is probably. I'm more surprised than, like with anything when a footballer dies young. Like, what was it? Christian Atsu was killed in the earthquake a few years ago, and
Salah in the plane.
Yeah, and Cheick Tiote having a cardiac arrest, and people like that in their mid-30s. You know, you got Fabrice Muamba, who thankfully, and Christian Eriksen, who's thankfully right. But all of them things are shocking, and it's I think like I'm trying to think. Look, I'm looking at it broader than just football. Like you look at this on an everyday perspective, and when you were just saying like you were saying, it's so good of their family to be being paid and the kids to have their education paid. Say it was you. You're 27 now, aren't you? And you died, and you had a family and kids. Your work wouldn't pay for.
Yeah, but he's earned that more.
But why?
He's drafted to play for Liverpool, and therefore fallen into that bracket. That's the difference. Like, and he has. Like, when you look at how much like he's put in as a shift to get to Liverpool and playing for Liverpool, fair play.
But then what I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate. I don't think him getting that money is not. Like his family getting the money is wrong.
Yeah, I'm
not trying to say that at all. I'm just trying to look at it as a grander perspective and say that like this is bigger than football. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I understand.
As great as all of the football perspective of it is, and I'm not taking
away
for a
I'm
second
just saying
that it
that's
isn't.
a positive light.
I agree. I don't know why I'm playing devil's
advocate.
Have
you seen?
Trying to make it for the everyday person?
Yeah. Have you seen the obviously side of Anfield? With all the flowers and everything there.
I actually haven't seen that pictures. No.
It's crazy. There's so much there.
Because I know Wolves have done it as well.
Yeah, Wolves have done it. There's honestly so many shirts, so many different things there. Like it's yeah, man. Genuinely, football's class.
Football is
the best thing I could say about it.
I didn't think this podcast was going to be specifically about football.
No, but I don't know what. There's not really another positive light to put on it, is there? You know.
No.
Going back to Ruben Neves, obviously Ruben Neves played with him at Wolves, played with him at Portugal, national team, and everything like that. Was a really big friend of his, and I think he was best man at his wedding. Actually,
so. I'm not quoting.
And he was playing in, I think it was in America in the Club World Cup. I think it's in America. I'm not sure. And he was playing, I think 10 hours. Before his funeral, he was there. He carried him. He carried.
He did, didn't he?
The casket in.
Yeah.
That fair play.
Yeah.
Well, like Ruben, like people need a Ruben Neves in their life, you know.
Yeah.
That is world class. Like if you can do that, I understand. Like, you know, he can do that, but like you would do everything in your power to do that, even if you're not on that stage, you know.
Yeah.
You just would, wouldn't you?
I agree.
You try your best, and fair play to him, you know. But it was so sad, man. You see him lining up, and his head wasn't in that game at all. Why would it be? No. He should never have been on that pitch. He should have just gone back.
But then if he wants to be there, then arguably that's better.
Totally.
If
agree.
football's your life and you live to play football, then why would he want to miss the game just because his friends died? Like,
his
friend wouldn't want him to not miss the game.
No, that's the best way to look at it, isn't it?
Like, why would you'd say like, why have you missed that game over me? Go play.
That is the best way to look at it. And anyway, going to the music front, obviously Oasis are back, and we're not talking about that. But at the end, I think it was it? I can't remember what song it was. Live Forever.
Live Forever.
Was
probably.
It Live Forever? Yeah.
I don't know. I actually don't know. But
no, and at the end they put a image of Diogo Jota on the screen.
That's good,
fair play. That's good. Fair play. And Ozzy did at Black Sabbath gig.
The
other night too. They did a tribute to him. Dembele for PSG. He celebrated with the celebration. Mukhtar, I think, as well in America. He did the Jota celebration. Yeah, man. It's
big. Basically, what we're trying to say amongst all of this is life's too short.
Yeah,
that's basically the answer to this. All the ones that you're like, the deaths
really
that are really shocking are the ones where you're like, oh my god, wow, like that person is gone. Like Liam Payne, the Liam Paynes of the world, the Diogo Jotas of the world that have like died. I mean, like even going back to like Kurt Cobain and
anyone like that.
People like
Hendrix,
that. Like, you know, the majority or all of the 27 Club, where you'd say, Wow, I can't believe them people have passed away at such a young age, yeah.
Yeah. So, no, you're totally right. I mean, yeah, life is too short. It's just so sad. Like, yeah. It's so sad, sorry. But yeah, just to end it on, yeah, we do pay our deepest respects.
Not to just...
I'm
to
not
everyone,
even...
I mean.
Yeah, to everyone, but like, I don't know. I feel like this is the least that I can do, you know? I want to do something to just be like...
Fair enough.
As a football fan, sort of thing, you know?
I respect that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I want to leave it there. I don't think Ick of the Week's going to really fit in this one very well, is it?
No.
No, okay, fair enough.
But
just double checking.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. I respect that, and I do pay respects, and yeah.
Yeah, there you go. But thank you very much for listening. Apologies, it's been a shorter one and a different one, but why not? Why not do this? I think it's a good thing to do it. So, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next week on the Talking Shrimp podcast.
Normal service resumed. Goodbye.
Goodbye.